back to back in a row. But for the team, our team and Super Eagles team, I know that Ezekiel Chell right now, for me, I think he's still trying to understand the Nigerian Premier Football League and some of this player. But you look at managers that are working with him. I think he should maybe step aside, allow the managers that are coaches in Nigerian league. We talk about Daniel Okumbodede, Ilechukwu, who is a manager of Rangers, Enugu Rangers. Allow these managers to take over their face. Bring out the best selection, the best player at the end of the day. Come on, we talk about last season highest goal scorers and Naz Yusuf of Nasarawa United. He was on target in the last game that he played. So I want to see him. I want to see him exploit. I want to see him in this competition scoring goals. Not only being an highest goal scorer in Nigerian Premier Football League. Now you have the continent in your hands. Try to score goals. Try to make sure that the name of Nigerians are going higher, because in this competition, like I said, it's going to be tougher. And I want to see the team. And I feel also if they've been able to, the players step up to their games and the defender also do their part, we will go further. We will progress from the group stage and maybe get to quarterfinal, semi-final. And who says it's not possible? We winning this trophy also. I mean, if other country can lay their hands on the trophy in the time pass, Super Eagles team B can also easily do that. If the manager, like I said, also we talk about the managerial aspect of it. Ezekiel Chell has to step down and allow Daniel Okumbodede and Ilechukwu to continue this an amazing work, because he knows the kind of selection, he knows the player that he's going to use and start the game. Maybe him as a Super Eagles first team coach has to also contribute where he sees that there is a pothole, where he sees that the manager do not do well. Then that is where he has to advise, not for him to take over the affairs, because if he has to take over the affairs, I doubt if we are going to win this trophy at the end of the day.
Well, the conversation still surround about the Super Eagles B team doing better, and of course they're also maybe exceeding expectations at this particular tournament. Many looking forward to see what happens to them. Starts with Senegal, the very first match for them in this particular tournament. But just like I told you, it is not just the only game. After today's cotton race involving Tanzania and Burkina Faso at 6 p.m. Nigerian time, later tomorrow Sunday, we also have other matches that would definitely take center stage. We'd have Kenya taking Congo DR at 1 p.m. Morocco will take in Angola at 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Madagascar will take in Mauritius, at 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Those are the games scheduled for later tomorrow. There are games almost every day, at least the next 2 days. On Monday, we'll have Niger take on Guinea, while Uganda will take on Algeria at 6 p.m. Nigerian time. The game between Niger and Guinea on Monday would be at 3 p.m. Nigerian time. So those are the games scheduled for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But in case you never heard, the Super Eagles B team will be in action on Tuesday, where they will take on Senegal. We'll talk more about that on Monday when we return on the show, particularly. But of course, just so you know, the CHAN is right here. Many expecting so many level of mouth-watering encounters, end-to-end matches. Well, unfortunately, or maybe unfortunately, it is not Mission X for the side, so no pressure whatsoever. It's just basically about making history and also being part of the nations that have won the CHAN competition in the last couple of years. But what are your expectations for the CHAN side as we look forward to the start of the tournament? Nigeria, to be very precise, are you expecting them to win this, compete at top level, show quality representation on the continent of Africa? Is a question on the show this afternoon. 08068045443 or 0902-223-1011. Can Senegal defend the title they won last time out? Will it be the turn of the Super Eagles B team, judging from the quality we've got at this particular tournament? Remo Stars have got the highest number of players at this particular squad, and Coach Eric Sekochel has defended that decision, saying the boys are quality enough and it doesn't matter why the bulk of them are from Remo Stars. They have to show quality and effective representation on the continent of Africa. Hello, welcome. Good afternoon. Can you walk away from your listening device? Good afternoon to you. Name and location. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Can you just go ahead? Talk to us.
My name is Abraham. I'm calling you from Ibiano.
Welcome. Talk to us. Go ahead.
Please, I want to know the time Nigeria will play Senegal on Tuesday.
Okay. Well, I would actually, of course, recall that time for you. Stick around. Definitely, we have two games on Tuesday. To be very precise, Congo will take on Sudan at 3 p.m. while Nigeria will take on Senegal at 6 p.m. Those are the two games that is scheduled for Tuesday. But I'll definitely talk about the Nigerian game since we've still got a whole lot of time. Yes, before that particular encounter. But as we take those calls intermittently, let's just let you know that despite the just concluded WAFCON tournament, that the Super Falcons of Nigeria were crowned champions. Well, the Confederation of African Football have not relented efforts. They have actually fixed the dates for the next tournament already. Yes, we hear that the 14th edition of the tournament will also be staged in Morocco, running from March 17 to April 3, 2026. Yes, the final round of qualifiers is scheduled for October 2025, with the Falcons set to face Benin Republic. Additionally, the semi-finalists of the 2026 edition will secure automatic qualification for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. So that is what it is at the moment. Well, fun. I do not know whether it's fortunate or unfortunately enough, but Morocco, for the third consecutive time, will be hosting the WAFCON tournament. Well, what does he say for all the African countries who have not been able to do that in recent years?
Well, I would say first of all, it shows the level of infrastructure we have here in Africa. It shows that no other country can go par to par with the Moroccan side, because when you look at what the level of infrastructure they have, little wonder why they're also going to host the Male Nations Cup as well. So it shows you that this side really can prepare. The host side now is going to be third consecutive WAFCON, and then they're hosting their first AFCON. Who knows, they might just host the AFCON again after we're hosting it next year. So I would just say it's time for other African countries to set up. When you look at the facilities and stadia available in Africa, I would say, apart from maybe South Africa, I cannot really pinpoint any other country. Ivory Coast hosted the last AFCON, but recently on social media I saw some structures that was used for the last AFCON. The way they were being pictured was as if we're starting to get some rots in those facilities, and the government is doing nothing about it. That's how you allow those particular facilities to go to rot. At a point, Nigeria was hosting under 17 Nations Cup, but now under 17 World Cup rather, but now we cannot even do that. We don't even have CAF license to for our club sides to host their Confederation of African Games. So at the end of it, I would say teams in our countries in Africa should learn the maintenance culture. It's not just about building facilities, and this is the problem when you have government dominant in sports. When you have the government doing something, another government will come, instead of maintaining that thing, want to do another one for himself to put glory for his name, because at the end of it, whatever you do for the other one, the glory still goes to the person who made it. So they now feel, oh, come on, I need something for myself as well. So I think it's something we need to look at. We need to have more private investors. We've talked about it for a lot of time. I think it cannot be overemphasized, because we all know we need private investment in sports in Africa. Other countries that are having this, check it well, you see they actually have private investors. So I think this is the only way Africa can do, which will help us, because go to Britain, go to Italy, you look at all these club sites, they are owned by private individuals, owned by a group of people, a group of private individuals, and this is how it helps them to get good steady. Right now England can comfortably host the World Cup if they want to bid for one. Italy can host the World Cup comfortably if they want to bid for one, because they have stadiums available in the country. Nigeria cannot even host, our club sides cannot even play their CAF games at their own stadium. That's how bad it is. So I would say more African teams need to understudy what Morocco has been able to do, and maybe following that pattern, and then we can get the glory back to Africa. We hosted the World Cup once. Who says we cannot do it again? That's the story now. Africa should start prioritizing maintenance culture.
Well, Africa should start prioritizing maintenance culture, is the words of fun. South Africa hosted the World Cup, but thereafter, at the moment, we still cannot brag about the facility. The AFCON, the last concluded AFCON, was hosted by Cote d'Ivoire, but where next at the moment? Can they host another competition after then? There's still a conversation that men are looking forward to see. Morocco at the moment are hosting over and over again, because there are no bids from other African country. It looks like they are the only available country to host this particular competition. A clarion call for all the African countries. We have to do better. Well, of course, NCOMIMS continue to trail the recently concluded WAFCON, where the Super Falcons of Nigeria have been crowned champions. We just heard that Adamawa State Governor Amadu Fintiri has gifted Super Falcons coach Justin Madugu a 3-bedroom bungalow and a 15 million naira for leading Nigeria women's football team to victory at the WAFCON tournament. Yes. Those lads, they keep receiving and receiving. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu already gave them $100,000, while every member of the technical crew, including Justin Madugu, had about $50,000. So it's been, of course, gifts upon gifts. They have to enjoy. It is their time. One of ex-footballers of the Nigerian national team who recently passed on will be laid to rest, and I'm talking about the late Christian Chukwu, who captained Nigeria's 1980 African Cup of Nations winning squad. According to reports, his burial has been scheduled for the 16th day of August 2025. Recall that the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs hosted a tribute night in memory of Chukwu. The likes of Moses Effiong, Charles Basi, Peter Rufai, and boxer Obisiang Nwagba, all of whom died recently. So first of all, we've actually had confirmation of Christian Chukwu. 4 other players, including Charles Basi, were yet to confirm from their respective families. And when we have that, we'll definitely let you know as well. But let's quickly move away from that now straight to Europe. Where do we begin the conversation from? It has to do with the world of transfers. But just before we talk about, of course, those particular transfers, speculations, and what will happen, let's just let you know that we have so many friendly games lined up for you. And of course, as a matter of fact, it looks like all of these teams, getting prepared to look at what will become of them ahead of the start of their respective league season. While Union Berlin will take on Espanyol at 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time later today. Bayern Munich will take on Lyon at 2:30 as well. 3 p.m. would be Queen's Park Rangers taking on Brentford, while Feyenoord Rotterdam will take on VfL Wolfsburg at 3:30. Borussia Dortmund will take on Lille at 4 p.m. while Lens will take on AS Roma at 5 p.m. Galatasaray will take on Lazio at 7 p.m. while Borussia Mönchengladbach will take on Valencia at 3 p.m. Nigerian time. Juventus already played against Regina FC. It ended 2-2 between both sides. But of course, let's quickly head straight now to the world of transfers and take a look at what is actually trending over there. It has been quite the last 24 hours has been so dramatic, because one player who has been touted by 2 football clubs, those 2 football clubs are also trying to convince a player to join their football club as well. I'm talking about Benjamin Sesko. But just before we talk about this particular deal and the saga that comes with it, it has been confirmed that the man, Son Heung-min, captain of Tottenham Hotspur, has officially announced that he will be leaving Tottenham Hotspur. While at a news conference in Seoul, Son Heung-min said his decision to leave the Premier League club was the most difficult of his career, adding that Tottenham Hotspur, where he spent about 14 years in charge. Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. What's doing him now? And it looks like our voice is so low outside.